Hello friends, today we will understand what is off the job training and types of off the job training. First, let us understand what is off the job training. The meaning is very simple. So here the employees are trained at a place which is away from the actual place. So here in on the job training, what happens? The employees are trained at the workplace, but here training takes place at a place which is away from the workplace is different and the place where training takes place is different. So there are different types of the job training methods. First method is lecture method. I think this is a very simple method. In this method what happens is communicating the information about the job to the trainees. So to the trainees, all the information about the job is given, and this is useful when the objective of training is just to give the information to the employees, and where the number of employees are more, and the information is given at one time. Okay, so this is a cost effective method. No, the meaning, here the company doesn't have to spend a lot in this method. So in this method one way communication is there, so that's why it is not an effective training. Second method is case study method. So in this method what happens is the trainees, they are given a case. A case is given to a trainee. Maybe if a lawyer wants to take training, a case is given. Even to a chartered accountant also the case is given. So the case, this includes description of the simulated or real life situation. The situation may be an imaginary, or situation may be similar to the real life situation, or real life situation is given. So where the trainees, they have to analyze the problem and they will come up with a possible solution. So here the trainees are independent, so they can think independently. They are encouraged to think independently. So then even there will be open discussion among the group members. So the main benefit of this case is, so this case method is a real life situation. When the real life situation is given to the trainees, so they can actually understand what the job is. Third method is incident method. So here what happens, the company, when a situation in the past where an incident has happened, so that incident is given to the trainees. So here the trainees, they are asked to make decision as if it is a real life situation. So even though the incident happened in the past, by thinking that it is a real life situation, the entire group, so they discuss the incident and take decision related to the incident on the basis of individual or group decision. So here the situation is given, where as if thinking that it is a real life situation, the entire group of trainees, so they discuss and they come up with a solution. So in this way the training can be given. So then fourth method is in basket method. Especially this method is useful for giving training to the managers, or those who are at middle or top level of the management. So here the trainee is asked to establish and prioritize, then handle the number of, here what happens in a chamber, in a office, the trainee is, he is asked to sit. So there the business papers, email messages, memorandum, reports, and telephone messages, so they are, what you can say, they are given to this trainee. The trainee has to prioritize, so which one he should, what you can say, whether he should answer the telephone, or whether he should reply the email message, or whether he should go through the memorandum. So in this way uh, training can be given. The next method is vestibule training. So this method attempts to duplicate on the job situation in a company. Here the job situation, so that is duplicated. Okay, similar what you can say environment is created. So that is similar to the actual work job situation. So this method, theoretical as well as practical training is given. So here theoretical knowledge as well as practical knowledge is given. Theoretical knowledge is given in classroom situation, and practical, of course, when the trainees are exposed to the equipments or machines which are similar to the one that they actually use when they start working. Okay, for example, cabin crew of an airliner. So cabin crew, so they will be given in an environment which is similar to the airline. So as if they were working in airline, so that type of environment is created where the cabin crews are given training. So next method is simulated method. So again, even in this method also, duplicating the actual working environment is created, but it is as nearly as possible actual work condition. So it is almost, similar to the actual work condition. And this method, vestibule training and simulate, they look similar, but there is difference in simulated training method. Actual work condition involves risk and hazards to the life of a job holders. Okay, for example, these astronauts or pilots. Astronauts, it's not an easy to become an astronaut. So to the astronauts, before they actually start working in launching the satellite, so they will be given this simulated training. So next method is role play method. I think it is a very simple method. Role playing is an active learning technique, so in which employees act out a situation under a guidance of a trainer. So in each scenario, employees take on a role and act out a scene. So here the trainer, so he will create a situation and he will assign different roles to the trainee. So for example, two might simulate a meeting between employee and angry customer. So here one trainee has to become employee, the other trainee has to become angry customer. So the interaction between these two is observed, and how the trainee who is acting as an employee, how he handles the angry customer, so it is very important. So next last method is business game. So in this method, what happens is the trainees are divided into groups. The trainees who have come for training, so they are divided into different groups, and they have to discuss various activities and functions of an imaginary organization. Again, an imaginary organization is given. So here this group of trainees, so they will discuss and decide about the subjects like production, promotion, and pricing. Something like the trainees will be asked to start a company which is imaginary, and they will be allowed to spend certain amount of money, say for example 20 lakh or 30 lakh rupees. So in that amount, how much they will use for production or promotion, how they price the product. So in this way, the different groups, they have to play this game. So here the result is cooperative decision making is uh, observed, how they take decision in a group. So this is the last method of business, so last method of the job training, that is business game. So these are the different methods of the job training. Thank you.